All right, good morning everyone and welcome to this year's second Oceanside High School signing day. So if you're wondering about the crew here today, we are members of the high school broadcasting class. All of the pictures we take today and a special Sailor Station episode about this event will be available within a few weeks. So don't worry because we will share all of this with your athlete. Now, before we begin, I would just like to ask that everyone please maintain the safety guidelines put in place, meaning please social distance, use hand sanitizer if you have, and at all times, please keep your mask on even when we take pictures. Today, we recognize the athletes joining us today who are moving on to the next big chapter of their lives. Before we introduce the athletes, I would like to introduce the principal of Oceanside High School, Dr. Brendan Mitchell.
Good morning. It is my sincere pleasure to welcome you to our second signing ceremony of the 2020-2021 school year. As we all know, this has been a year like no other. However, as the spring comes along, the weather gets warmer. It's ceremonies such as these that let us grab a little bit of normalcy, a bit of recognition, and a bit of celebration for those who so greatly deserve it. Before we begin with our athletes, I want to thank our custodial team, the buildings and ground team, and security team for their work in putting this together and their work for all our athletic events throughout the year. I would like to thank Dr. Harrington and our district administration, our building administration, and our school board for helping us make this a reality. And of course, the work of our athletic director, Mr. Jeff Reisner, and our NCAA coordinator, Mr. Frank Luisi, for being instrumental in all of this. Also, I would like to thank our teachers for their work in creating classrooms that foster our academic pursuits, and our school counselors who put in countless hours helping turn these pursuits into college aspirations. Of course, I'd like to give a special thanks to our coaches whose effort, guidance, and leadership continues to put Oceanside athletics on the map. I need to give a tremendous amount of thanks for Miss Audrey Miller and her entire class for what they are doing today and what they've been doing for our streaming capabilities throughout the year. Getting our events streamed, Miss Miller has taken on a brunt of that work, and we thank you for that. I wanted to thank all of you, the parents, for the late nights and early mornings, the long weekends, I'm sure the lost sleep and endless dedication. It's your effort that has helped make this a reality as well. Finally, to our student athletes, thank you. Thank you for representing Oceanside, and thank you for demonstrating the commitment to athletics and education that has made this all possible. Congratulations to all.
Thank you so much, Dr. Mitchell. Now, it is my pleasure to introduce the honorees here with us today. So today we have Michael Bierkoff attending Fordham University for swimming. Tyler Cinnamon attending the State University of New York at Cobleskill for soccer and baseball. Shannon D Dominica attending the University of Scranton for lacrosse. Zach Dikorsky attending the State University of New York at Cobleskill for baseball. Zach Horowitz attending the State University of New York at Plattsburgh for baseball. Isabelle Lazaro attending Marcus College for soccer. Joe Pagano attending Hartwood College for lacrosse. Jonathan Rozano attending Russell Sage College for baseball. So these are today's honorees. Now we would also like to recognize everyone behind the scenes who have helped these student athletes reach this level. The hard work of our athletes is never ignored, and the immense support that their families bring is very much appreciated. Thousands of young athletes work hard to get to your level of success, and we applaud the dedication that all of you have shown. Now, it is my pleasure to introduce the Oceanside Director of Athletics, Mr. Jeffrey Reisman.
Thank you.
So I too want to welcome everybody to our second college signing ceremony this 2021 academic year. In sports, and I spent a lot of my life in sports, I can tell you all the memorable moments that I've had, my family's had. This is indeed a memorable moment for you, the parents, to witness the kids that are going to be going on to college to play a sport and to study. In my mind, there's no better marriage. It's a home run, so congratulations. Today we honor and celebrate these 8 student athletes committing to continue their academic and their athletic careers. Since I've taken this job, I firmly believe that there is a place for everybody if they want to continue their career academically and athletically, and we work very hard to ensure that. So today, perfect example of these youngsters who are going to go on to college and study and play, and again, it couldn't be a better situation. Your hard work that you've spent the last 4 years will pay off the next 4. I've always maintained in my career, the next 4 years of your life, the next 4 years of your life will make the next 40 years of your life. So enjoy it. Hopefully you remember I told you that because someone told me that when I was a freshman in college. 4 years make the next 40 years of your life. Thanks to our Board of Education, thanks to Dr. Harrington, our superintendent, who totally supports our athletic program all the time. Our Board of Education, who I just thanked, our central administration, some of who are here today. Thanks to our principal, Dr. Mitchell, all the assistant principals, my right hand, my left hand, my middle hand, my upper hand, Frank Luisi, my other hand, right hand, left hand, upper hand, Miss Janet Marks, who's not here, but she's back in the office, my secretary, all the guidance counselors, all our outstanding coaches who put so much time and effort into being with our kids. I want to thank all our teachers in Oceanside High School. There's nobody better, nowhere better in the country than Oceanside High School. Also want to thank Mrs. Miller. I've been to MSG, I've been to Yankee Stadium, I've been to CBS. Nothing better than what she puts on here with these kids. So I salute Mrs. Miller and your group. It's unbelievable what you do here. Again, to make these kids enjoy this moment. And last but not least, I have to say again, Mr. Luisi's been such a great force behind this college program that we put together. So, Mr. Luisi, I want to thank you very much from the bottom of my heart for all you do. Enjoy the day, enjoy the moment. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Reisman.
Thank you, Mr.
Now it
Reisman.
is my honor to introduce
Now it is my honor to introduce the
NCAA
NCAA
liaison,
Mr. Frank Luisi.
You guys, we're in a special moment, and we want to congratulate you, and we want to commend you on your courage, and your faith, and your belief to never give up. And that's why you're here. And the other reason is that you have the greatest support team around you, your parents. We want to thank each of you parents for what you've done and the support you've given each of them, and also the support you've given us as coaches, teachers, our counselors, school counselors, Mr. Reiser, our administration, Dr. Harrington, our principal, Dr. Mitchell. So you see, guys, all of you have something in common, and all of us have something in common. Just like we have in common that day when Dr. Brown, remember, was in the front and talked about how we were going to overcome Hurricane Sandy. Somehow we were going to find a way. Well, in the same way, Dr. Harrington, Dr. Mitchell, Mr. Reisner, they said, we're going to find a way. We're going to find a way to keep you going. We had an academic recovery program. We had an athletic recovery program, a college process. We had counselors and coaches working all together, and teachers to help you keep going. And the result is that you came today. I especially like to thank all of the coaches who worked so hard to continue giving faith and belief to each of these young people. Mr. Madden, Mr. Bastilio and Mr. Manning, Mr. Reisner, and Coach Turk and Coach Brown and Mrs. Winchester, Mr. Montero, Ms. Soleo, Ms. Puma, Mr. Reisner, who is a coach helping other coaches, and our people, our administration people, from Dr. Harrington and Ms. Bravito and Dr. Droza, all in the central administration, and our principal, Dr. Mitchell, because these people and our assistant principals, Mr. McKeel, Ms. Vizoon, our head of counselors, Mr. Carbonetti, and each of our counselors and teachers, what they did is they did this. I've had this happen in my life as a student athlete. I had an adversity I faced, and it was really a tough one, even as a coach. But someone came up to me and said, like Dr. Mitchell and Mr. Reisman, Dr. Harrington, each of your coaches, and they said, it's okay. We believe in you. Someone said that to me. I believe in you in the toughest time. And each of you have come to talk to me and Mr. Reisner, your coaches, Dr. Mitchell. It's never, well, we don't really care. It's okay. It's okay. We believe in you. I believe in you. Your parents believe in you. And that's what today is. A day where people celebrate because they believed in you, and now you're going to go out and you guys are going to believe in yourself and in the people that you serve as leaders on your future team. And every one of the coaches here have taught you that. We're so proud of you, and forever we will be proud of you, not by how many home runs you hit or how many goals you score, though that's going to be great too, but by you always being the good and beautiful people you are, that you've learned from your families and from our people that set the tone, like Mr. Rice and Dr. Mitchell. You have that forever. You guys are going to talk this, but I'm not just saying this. I really believe in you. So go far. Be so happy. And the next 40 years of your life are going to be, as Mr. Rice has said, a special time. Thank you all so much. Thanks, Bill. Thank you.
You're right there, perfect, right there. Okay. All right. Now you see check. Can you see me? Doctor, can you move in a little bit? All right. Cool.
All right, thank you. Now, everyone please give us a minute to reset for our interviews. Hello, my name is Michael Garcia, and I'm here with Jonathan Rozano. How are you doing?
I'm good, how are you?
I'm good. All right. So, playing in the summer league helped you to get accepted into Russell Sage College. Were there any specific ways in which the summer league helped you to improve your skill set?
You got me to play more games, keep working on my skill.
Great.
Yeah.
So, is there anything specific about the Russell Sage College that personally piqued your interest into attending?
I like the campus, I like the facilities they have.
Right. Cool. All right, and then last question. How has playing at Oceanside affected you as a baseball player and as an athlete?
I got a lot of work put in. My coaches helped me along the way.
Nice.
And yeah.
All right, that's it. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Now I'm here with Tyler Cinnamon. So Tyler, this year marks the first time that any of Oceanside High School's baseball players have played at a varsity level. Is there a significant difference compared to playing at a junior varsity level?
It's definitely a big step in competition. I've been playing a long time just out of school for travel, so I think I'm ready for the step, but it's definitely going to be a big step from JV, definitely.
Definitely. So far this year, what has been your proudest moment as an athlete on the field and as a baseball player on the field?
My proudest moment, definitely just going on the field and pitching every game that I pitch, just getting through long games full and just getting wins.
Great. So baseball is widely known as a sport that relies heavily on team coordination and cooperation. How would you say that your teammates have helped your varsity team to succeed so far?
My teammates they're great kids. I've been playing with them for a long time already, my whole life basically, and I'm even going to the next level to play with one of my teammates, so it's going to be great. I think we're going to win a lot of games this year.
Oh, sounds great. All right, thank you very much. Now I'm here with Zach Dikorsky going to SUNY Cobleskill for baseball. So Zach, you were accepted into SUNY Cobleskill University. Are there any specific reasons you specifically chose to go to this university among others?
Yeah, because one reason, they offered to play baseball there. I love the campus. Academically, they had my major, suited me academically also, and yeah.
Yeah, sounds great. So, since you have been accepted into SUNY Cobleskill as a baseball player and as an athlete, is there any specific way that you look forward to improving your skill set?
As an athlete, yeah, definitely. I want to get stronger. Definitely increase my abilities. either hitting or pitching.
Right. So now that you're starting to prepare for next year, and as such preparing to enter another chapter of your life, where do you see yourself as an athlete in the next 4 or 5 years?
Definitely, hopefully made a big impact at this college I'm going to, and hopefully just learn things, in life, and yeah.
That sounds great. All right, thank you very much.
I'm with Zach Horowitz, who will play baseball at SUNY Plattsburgh. Last season was canceled, but you were fortunate enough to play on travel teams in the summer. How did that experience affect your playing?
It was definitely a different experience over the summer, but definitely felt nice to be back at normal with baseball over the summer as a travel team, and also with some of the school kids I usually play with. It was definitely a different experience.
What are your goals for baseball on the next level?
First, just to get a very good, academic stuff in the next 4 years, while also, continuing my baseball career at SUNY Plattsburgh and, enjoy the next 4 years.
Making the all-tournament team must have been a big highlight to your baseball career. Can you share one of your best memories of playing baseball?
I think one of my best memories of playing baseball was when I was around 12 years old in Cooperstown, New York, hitting my first home run. It changed me as a person and made me, realize that, I could be at the next level.
Well, thank you for joining us today, Zach, and good luck in the future.
Hello, I'm Gabriel Miller with varsity coach Michael Bastilio. You are in an exciting position to have new but experienced athletes finally able to play for the varsity team. This year you will have 4 players so far who have been accepted at the college level, playing on the varsity team for the first time. As a coach, what do you hope for this season?
I would definitely say I hope to get to know these kids a lot as athletes on the field. And, I know them as people. I know them as students. I have a little bit of knowledge of their prior experience on JV, but none of them have ever played a varsity game yet. So I'm excited for them to have the opportunity to be on the field and play, and I'm looking forward to seeing what they can all do.
Tyler Cinnamon will be playing soccer and baseball at SUNY Cobblestone College. What advice do you have for him?
Time management right away jumps out, that he's going to have a lot of issues, good issues, focusing and scheduling his time wisely to make sure that, number one, his academics stay where they need to be. But he's going to be pulled in a lot of different directions from both coaches. But it's an amazing thing. It's happened before. We've had players in our high school go on to play multiple sports in college. And listen, being a multi-sport athlete is a very good thing, especially in high school. It helps a lot of kids get recruited. Not many of them go on to play multiple sports in college, but that's just a credit to Tyler and the kind of athlete and the kind of student that he is, that he can do both.
Tell me about Zach Dikorsky and some of his strengths.
Yeah, Zach is a good lefty pitcher with a lot of versatility. He's a phenomenal center fielder, very, very good defensively, and always comes up big in a big moment. Someone you can rely on, and as a coach, he's a kid that could start on the mound. He can come in relief, and also obviously, he's one of those kids that is most likely going to be our center fielder and can cover a lot of ground in the outfield.
What do you anticipate Zach Horowitz's strengths to be, and also how will he use this at the college level?
So there's a local pitching coach, Glenn Mitchell, that works with a lot of our players, and so he'll reach out to me for catchers to use to catch some of his students. So Zach has been doing that for a while. He's had a chance to catch Justin Dunn, who's with the Seattle Mariners, Kyle Martin, who's with the Baltimore Orioles. So Zach Horowitz has caught a lot of good quality arms, and I think that experience that he had is definitely going to help him with us this year. And taking it into college, Zach's just going to have to keep working and prepare himself physically and mentally for the grind of college sports.
How would you describe Jonathan Rozano as a player?
So John Rozano is a senior pitcher for us, and he is going to be one of our starters this year. He has a very good fastball and some good secondary pitches, and we're looking forward to him working for us for the first time and pitching for us. And he's going to be going to Russell Sage University next year to pitch. So like a lot of our players, Johnny is one of those kids that didn't play for the varsity yet because we lost a season last year. So we're excited to get to know him, excited to see how much he can grow over the course of a short season, and he works really hard, and I think he's going to have a really big season for us.
What advice do you have for all these players?
Yeah, that's a great question, Gabe. So all these kids that are going on to play college baseball, number one, I experienced that as a high school player, getting recruited and going to college. It's a big transition, but you walk in the door on day one with about 30 kids that become friends right away, and that helps the transition. For all these kids that are leaving us after the season, my advice is for them to really enjoy their senior year because we lost the whole year last year. So I want them to have a lot of fun, and I want to help them get prepared for what they're going to be experiencing when they do get to the next level. It's just more magnified. There's going to be more time commitments. There's going to be more structure in their day, and they really have to understand about managing their time wisely. But we have a good track record of putting kids in college, and we stay in touch throughout their college career, so I'll be there to help them along the way as well.
Thank you for your time.
No problem, Gabe. Great job, buddy.
This is Joe Pagano, who will be playing lacrosse at Hartwick. Joe, why did you choose Hartwick College?
Just, on the initial visit, I just knew it would be a good fit. The coaches, some of the guys, my major, just an all-around good fit.
What do you think you're going to do to have to become the best asset for Hartwick's team?
Same thing we do here, just work hard and compete every day.
What or who has helped you become the player you are?
Coach Blount, Santi, all my coaches throughout the days, my parents, and my teammates.
Okay. Well, that's all I have. Thank you, Joe, and good luck in your
Awesome,
future.
man. Thank you.
This is Alex Benowitz, and I'm here today with coach of both the boys lacrosse team and the football team, Mr. Rob Blount. What are some of Joe Pagano's strengths as a lacrosse player on and off the field?
First, I guess, off the field, Joe is a tremendous leader. He's done a great job in the off-season program, really staying on top of our team in the weight room and getting our stick skills developed, with our wall ball routine and our field routines. On the field, he's really grown into a very good player for us. He's one of the best defensemen that are in the conference, definitely. And, he's 6'2" and 190 pounds. He put on some good size there. And that's something that's going to be very important for him playing this season. And he's gotten more agile. So his speed and obviously his body frame is going to help us out this year.
Mm-hmm. Joe has been on the team since sophomore year, and how has he evolved as a player since then?
I think it's physicality. When he came up, he was still trying to find his ways, and this year, in the last 2 years, he's really developed into a more physical player. He's now our number one defenseman, so he'll cover the best, players from the opposing teams, and overall, his size and his strength and his speed is definitely going to help us a lot.
Why do you think Hartwick's lacrosse program was a good pick for Joe?
I felt it was a place that they wanted Joe to be there, and I always tell the players that you go to where you wanted instead of where you're not necessarily your desire may be. They play a great level of lacrosse there at Hartwick, and he's got an opportunity where he'll come in and have the opportunity to compete and be able to play at some point.
Mm-hmm. And lastly, what do you think Joe will take from Oceanside's team and bring forward into his college career?
I hope that it'll take forward some of the lessons and aspects of how to prepare, how to be on time, how to always come ready to play. I hope many of the lessons that we give our players are things that he'll carry over moving forward into his college and then obviously life later on after that.
Thank you, Coach Blount, and good luck with the remaining season.
Thanks a lot. I appreciate it.
This is Dan Quigley with Michael Bierkoff, who will be swimming at Fordham University. Michael, you have a very impressive record, placing 3rd in the 200 freestyle and 5th at the 500 freestyle of the Nassau Championships. What do you feel has been your best accomplishment so far of your swimming career?
I feel like just getting to the point where I am now, with the help of my coaches and my friends, is probably the best accomplishment that I could ask for.
How did you get started in swimming?
Well, it's kind of my parents' fault. They kind of pushed me into the pool when I was 3, and I've been swimming ever since.
Okay. What do you do to train for swimming?
Weekly, I do about 8 practices, which consist of at least 2 hours each, and then I do some workouts in the gym.
How do you think Fordham is going to help you become a better swimmer?
I believe that their training program is very, very good, and the way they work specifically with each swimmer to work on their strengths will definitely help my career.
Okay. Well, that's all I have. Thank you.
All right, thank you.
Hello, I'm Robert Lee with varsity swim coach, Mr. John Madden.
Thanks for having me, Robert.
So the swim team is a relatively new team in Oceanside High School. How has this been a challenge?
So initially it was kind of difficult recruiting and convincing some students to wake up for practice. We have practice at the JCC in Oceanside at 5:30 in the morning. So it was a little bit of an initial challenge getting students to understand that that was something that they could do and they could be successful at. But now that the boys team has been around for 5 years, we've grown our numbers each year. And a lot of the swimmers that wake up that early find that they're doing much better in class, especially first and second period, and they're ready to go for school. So it hasn't been an issue at all.
Michael Bierkoff is going to Fordham University. What qualities do you think he's going to bring to their team?
So Michael's an incredible swimmer. He has nearly every record on the boys team, which has been around now for 5 years. Mike is just a really great person in general. He really is very humble, and he's a great teammate. He cheers his teammates on, and his level of athleticism is truly remarkable. And he's one of the top swimmers in Nassau County, arguably all of New York State. And he's really encouraging to other guys on the team who are really like nowhere close to that level. And he really does a great job of making everyone feel welcome and be a part of the team. And he's a great role model for all the swimmers on the team, especially the freshmen and the sophomores coming up. And he just sets a great tone, and it's really just been a pleasure getting to know him the last 4 years.
With him being such this amazing talent, do you have any advice for him going forward?
Mike should just keep being exactly who he is. He is one of the most respectful students I've ever met in my 11-year career here at Oceanside. He interacts so well with adults and his peers, and I think that's going to take him really far at Fordham and in life.
So the swim team has never had to have a team quarantine. Is there any particular practices that made that possible?
So we really tried to keep everyone in the same lanes each day in case there was an issue with COVID-19. That way we would know exactly who had to come out. But I got to say, the boys during their season did an amazing job wearing their masks, keeping each other in check. And they were all committed to the safety of each other and their families. And we had a shortened season this year, and it was great that sports came back, and all the boys really wanted to preserve their season. So they just knew that if they weren't following the safety protocols, our season would be at risk of getting shut down. And they really prioritized making sure that everyone was safe and that the season went off. And they did a really great job. That's the thing I'm most proud of this season with the boys team particularly, is there were no team quarantines and everyone was able to get through the season without getting sick.
Thank you for your time.
All right, thanks for having me.
I'm here with Isabelle Lazaro, who will be playing soccer at Marist College. You've been an advocate for bringing sports back this year. Why was it so important for there to be a season?
I think this year especially, there's just been so much going on with everyone's mental health, physical, everyone cooped up in their house. For a lot of athletes, sports are their only escape from all the troubles of life, so I think it was really important for everyone to get that outlet, and we deserve the right to have that.
How do you mentally prepare yourself for a game?
Personally, before a game, I think about who we're playing, if I know anyone on the team, about my own team, mentally get prepared for the physical battles in the game, mentally, how everything's going to play out. I kind of run through it before we go into the game.
How have your teammates helped you become a player who is able to play at the collegiate level?
Both high school and my club travel team, I think that whether it be on the field or off the field, the constant reassurance that they're there and they have your back even if you make a mistake, pushing you, saying, oh, you did this better or do this differently in the future, that it really helps.
That's all I have. Thank you for joining us today.
Thank you.
And good luck in the future.
Thank you.
I'm Haley Demisa, and I'm here with varsity girls soccer coach Mariana Winchester. At our last signing day, we commended 2 of your soccer players for going on to play their sport at the next level. Today we are recognizing Isabelle Lazaro for the same accomplishment. What is it like for you as a coach to have so many of your athletes going on to play their sport in college?
I take great pride in seeing them achieve their goal. I mean, the thing is, they've maintained this level of play since they've been very young, and as the years pass through the middle school and high school, they've been playing probably for a good, 10, 15 years on different levels. So for me to continue with them and watch them go on to the college level, and even seeing them play, some of them that stay local, I take great pride in that because it's a great accomplishment for them and their families.
And Isabella is obviously a very talented soccer player. How have you seen her grow throughout her 3 years on your team, both on and off the field?
Well, besides the soccer, she's also probably one of the most mature, respected girls on the team. She's a natural leader as captain, that she was chosen by her teammates. Soccer was secondary to her because the skills were there since she was a sophomore. What has developed is her maturation, her personality, her way that she treats people, her sportsmanship on and off the field, the respect that she has for her teammates, the respect that she has for her coaches. So, there's more than just what's on the field on any given day, and more beyond just playing a game. She is just a natural leader. And like I said, she's been a great captain this year. And she will do very well and be an asset to any coach that has her on their team.
And lastly, what advice do you have for Isabella as she goes on to play her sport at the next level?
As I say to many of my athletes, enjoy what you're doing. Make sure that you know that your education comes first. Soccer is second. And if a day comes that you're just not having fun anymore and you want to just dedicate your time to your studies, then do that. Because again, your lifetime is going to be your career, not the soccer. Soccer is something where you let develop over the course of those 4 years, where you develop a team concept again. But I just tell her, enjoy the time you have at school and do the best you can.
Coach Winchester, thank you for your time.
Nice seeing you.
Now I'm here with Shannon D Dominica. So Shannon, unfortunately, because of COVID, many programs were shut down, including lacrosse and many other sports. Before the pandemic, what would you say was the most memorable game that you had ever played?
I'd say my most memorable game was when we were playing Kellenberg. It went into overtime, and it was tied the whole game, and we ended up winning.
Oh, nice. So at one point you played volleyball here at Oceanside High School. What ultimately led you to choosing lacrosse during your previous high school years?
I've always loved lacrosse more, I'd say, than volleyball. I also think that lacrosse just better suits me as a person. Yeah.
So, as a current varsity lacrosse player, what do you hope to achieve or accomplish in the future as a developing lacrosse player?
I hope to just better my skill and better my gameplay mentally as a person too.
Right. All right. Well, thank you very much.
Thank you.
I'm Jacob Reyes here with the girls lacrosse coach, Mr. Ralph Montera. So, what are some of Shannon D Dominica's greatest strengths as a player?
Shannon's just a tireless worker. She's got a real desire to compete, and she just wants to win. So she does whatever she can for the team, and it's not about herself.
So, what advice do you have for Shannon as she heads to her college team at Scranton?
Just do a lot of the same stuff she's doing now. She's a team player first. She works hard each day in practice, and if she keeps with that routine, she'll find success at the next level as well.
And if one comes to mind, what was the best memory you've had with the team over the last few years?
It's just really the day-to-day, like every day at practice, seeing them every day. That's probably where most of the memories are from. Everyone else sees the games, but as a team and a coach, we're together every day at practice, and that's where a lot of the bonds are made.
Okay, thanks so much.
Thank you.
And that wraps up our April signing day event. We wish continued success to all the players and coaches, and please subscribe to our YouTube channel. Also, for all things Sailor Nation, we are the Sailor Station.